Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to break down some incredibly powerful and, let's be honest, very direct advice from the late, great Charlie Munger. It's all about how to truly master the second half of your life. And fair warning, it's a complete shift in strategy, and it all kicks off with one really sharp observation.
Okay, let's just let that sink in for a second. This quote just nails this huge modern paradox, right? You see someone who, on paper, has won. They've got the assets, the job title, the connections, but behind the scenes, they are completely overwhelmed. They're juggling mortgages, career battles, all these endless obligations, and they feel like if they drop even one ball, the whole thing comes crashing down. So how does someone who looks like a winner end up feeling so trapped?
While Munger's diagnosis is just brilliantly simple, the reason you feel trapped by your own success is that the rules of life have fundamentally changed, but you're still playing by the old rulebook. You're trying to win a second-half game using a first-half strategy. And this slide right here frames that core conflict perfectly. Think about it. The first half of your life is all about addition. You're filling your basket with everything you can get your hands on. Degrees, experiences, investments, contacts, ambition, even a little greed is the fuel. But after 50, your time and your energy, they become these precious finite resources. And the game completely flips. The new rule is subtraction. Complexity is now the enemy, and simplicity, that becomes your shield. So if the game's changed, what's the new strategy? It's not some new hustle or a more complicated plan. Nope, it's a powerful two-word command that honestly goes against everything that probably got you to where you are today.
The strategy is to conduct a ruthless, systematic cleanup of your life. And listen, we're not talking about a little spring cleaning here. This is a deep, strategic purge of everything, and I mean everything, that drains your energy and complicates your world. Because that complexity, that's what leads to ruin in the second half.
This right here is the mindset shift. It's absolutely crucial. You have to stop being a collector, just grabbing at every shiny object and every opportunity that flies by. Instead, you have to become a connoisseur, someone who carefully curates their life, keeping only what is truly valuable, what energizes you, what is absolutely essential. All right, so this great cleanup isn't some vague, abstract idea. It happens in three very specific, very critical areas of your life. And we're going to start with the one that's probably the most tangible, your money. So here's the deal, and this is a big one. The standard Wall Street wisdom that got you here, it's not going to get you there. After 50, Munger basically argues that diversification, spreading your eggs across dozens of different baskets, it stops being a safety net. It actually becomes a liability. It just scatters your focus and your returns.
So what's the move? The strategy is to concentrate. You sell off all the noise, the speculative stocks, the funds you don't really get, and you consolidate down to just 3 to 5 core holdings that meet these incredibly strict criteria. Number 1, you have to understand them completely, like with your eyes closed. 2, they need a durable competitive advantage, that famous moat. And 3, they have to produce a steady, reliable stream of cash you just don't have to worry about. See, this strategy doesn't just produce returns, it produces peace of mind, tranquility.
Now you take that exact same logic of simplification and apply it to the second cleanup, your social circle. The goal here is to cut out the 90% of connections that are just draining or transactional or kind of pointless. You're not collecting contacts anymore. You're cultivating a small handful of what Munger called zero-friction relationships. These are the people where trust is so absolute that you waste zero energy on doubt or office politics or just trying to impress them.
And this last cleanup, this is probably the most important one of all. It's internal. You have to take that external scorecard, the one where your self-worth is all tied up in what other people think about you, and you have to metaphorically shred it. In its place, you live by your internal scorecard. Your value is determined by your own standards, your own principles. This shift is the only real antidote to envy and that endless, unwinnable game of comparison. It's the only real path to freedom. Okay, so once you've done this 3-part cleanup in your finances, your relationships, and inside your own head, a truly magical force gets unlocked. It's a force that complexity just smothers, but simplicity completely unleashes. And here is the absolute key. You have to get this. The core principle of compounding, whether we're talking about money or wisdom or relationships, is that it cannot be interrupted. A complex life is just a life of constant interruptions. Chasing some hot stock tip, dealing with high-maintenance people, worrying what the neighbors think, all of that stuff breaks the chain. Simplicity, on the other hand, just lets compounding do its quiet, relentless, and incredibly powerful work
year after year. And if you want proof of this in action, look no further. This is just brilliant. Berkshire Hathaway is one of the biggest companies on the planet, but its headquarters is tiny. There's no bureaucracy, no internal friction. By getting rid of all that complexity, all their energy gets focused on the one thing that actually matters: allocating capital effectively. They are literally lifted by simplicity, not bogged down by it. All right, but here's the thing. After you simplify everything, a new and totally unexpected challenge pops up: boredom. Your life isn't filled with constant drama and activity anymore. The crucial skill now is to reframe that quiet. It's not emptiness. It's a state of immense power. I want you to think of yourself as a farmer in the middle of summer. You spent your spring, that's the first half of your life, planting the best possible seeds in the best soil. Your job now is not to frantically dig them up every day to see if they're growing. It's not to plant 100 new things. Your job is to wait patiently for the harvest, to let time and all those good decisions you made do the heavy lifting. This waiting isn't passive, it's an act of discipline. And you gotta love this quote, right? It's so blunt, but it perfectly captures the discipline that's required. In a world that is constantly screaming at you to do more, the most profitable and intelligent action is often to do nothing. You have to fight that constant nagging urge to tinker and to meddle. Just let your good decisions compound. So, you've simplified your life, you've unlocked the power of compounding, and you've learned the wisdom of waiting. What's the point of all this? What's the ultimate purpose of this new, powerful way of living? Well, it involves a pretty fundamental shift in your role in the world. Your new game is to transition from being a hunter, someone who's always out there trying to take something from the world, to being a lighthouse. Think about it. A lighthouse doesn't chase ships, it doesn't scream for attention, it just stands there, stable and unwavering, and becomes this source of rational wisdom and calm for anyone else trying to navigate the stormy seas of life. And this is where your value fundamentally changes. It's no longer about what you have, it's about who you have become. You teach more by simply demonstrating your own peace, your own resilience, your own rationality than by any lecture you could ever give. You become a calming, stabilizing force for your family, your friends, and your community, just by being a living example of a life well lived. And here it is. This is the magnificent final payoff. All the subtraction, all the cleanup, all the discipline, it all leads to this moment. The highest form of freedom, the highest form of dignity, is not the ability to buy a private jet. It's the ability to have complete and total control over your own time and to never be forced to do something you don't believe in. So ultimately, this whole journey ends with a profound redefinition of success. It's a shift away from that endless, exhausting pursuit of what other people think and toward a quiet, unshakable internal peace. And that, as Charlie Munger would say, is the real reward you get for a life of rationality and wisdom. It's the art of not just getting older, but actually getting wiser.